Hello everybody, welcome back to Finnigan 40K. Happy 2025. It is the new year now, so this is the first video. I'm going to keep cranking these out. They're a ton of fun to do, super quick to shoot and also to edit. So as you guys are seeing, it's the exact same Tyranid army there, just under 1,200 points. And today I wanted to change it up a little bit for the new year. It is going to be Cadian shock troops led by a Castellan coming in at 375 points. So this is a lot of models compared to the Space Marines we've been seeing, and these are 3 Kasrkin units, so they have tons of special weapons. They're not going to be great in hand-to-hand combat, so I'm hoping to really take out a lot of the scurrying quick models and see what their kill tally is. The only multi-wound model as well is my Castellan, who's in here with 4 wounds. She's got a plasma pistol and power weapon, and then the Kasrkin are kitted out to the 9s with a bunch of Gucci stuff. So we're going to see how this goes. As always, the Imperium is going to go first, so my Cadian are going to fight. Big shoot round here. I won't be moving them. As you can also see, there's no hand-to-hand combat guys down in the facility at all. These guys are all up on the walls, going to take advantage of that extra save. The Castellan is going to be able to dish out some orders too. The first order for this round is going to be take aim, and I might keep that on until the creatures start getting into the facility, or I might change it to fixed bayonets, but I think that's probably going to be it. So let's see how we do. And as per the rule orders, the Kasrkin can take 1 order, and then you can dish out another one. So we'll see what I give to these guys, because they are attached to the Castellan right now, but this should be a fun one. I'm going to get back to my Crusade, as I said last video and the video before, pretty soon. But if you guys are missing my Cadian, here they are again, just in the Last Stand series. So good luck, Cadian. Here we go. I'm going to start it up and probably roll off camera for this one quite a bit, and then come back and show you guys the outcome, because it's going to be a ton of rolls. And then later on, I'll get into more kind of hopeful, dramatic rolls. But yeah, here we go. All right, there we go. So end of turn 1 for the Cadian Kasrkin, led by the Castellan. Don't ever count the Imperial Guard out. They're pretty great, especially when they're the Special Forces of the Cadian. So the first round had my these guys are named because I have them in the campaign, but these guys are called my Kasrkin Gargoyles. They're actually going to be fighting gargoyles in this battle too, which is kind of funny, but there we go. They blasted into the Von Ryan's Leapers with the Melta-Gun. Nothing else really did any damage, but they were able to kill 2 Von Ryan's Leapers with a big Melta Splash. Great rolls there. My Kasrkin Tigers, usually led by a different sergeant, but I wanted to bring in the commemorative miniature. Very, very cool model and so fun to paint. They fired off into this termagant horde here, and they were able to kill 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So that's great. And that's from las gunfire and everything else. Hand-to-hand is going to have these guys done really quick, but you never know. We'll see. At least the Castellan in there has a few wounds and a power weapon. And then my Kasrkin Shark Garzone, I call these guys. Took out some termagants as well, so not a bad round. Some pretty good rolls actually. That take aim order is fantastic, and then I was rolling a lot of 3s with the rest of the guys that don't have any orders. So it is moving back over to the Tyranid now. We're going to get their movement going, and I'll come right back and show you the outcome of that. Alright, so Tyranid movement phase is done for their turn. Pretty much the same commands I've been giving them the last few games. So the Tyranid have moved in. The Termagants might come into the facility this time, we'll have to see. And as I stated previously, if this gets into hand-to-hand combat, it'll be over very, very quickly. So I have to be able to move my Kasrkin probably off and get some range. It's going to be going over to the Tyranid shoot phase now, and we're going to see what happens. The Kasrkin usually have a 4+ save. With the cover, they'll have a 3+ save, which is going to help them a lot. It's not quite as good as the Space Marines 2+ that they were receiving, but we will see how many models get killed here. Hopefully not too many, so I can continue to shoot and keep these guys at bay. It'd be great to see the tally here of regular men and women fighting against Tyranid compared to our superhuman Marines that we've seen in the last few videos. But here we go. Good luck, Cadian, and it's off to the Tyranid shooting phase. Well, this might be the quickest battle yet. Not a very good round for my Kasrkin. They were able to save a few, but their toughness is just not there to protect them from these weapons. So the Kasrkin Tigers took shots from the Termagants, the Turvagon. These Termagants are just out of range, and then the Barbgaunts against this side that doesn't have any protection, and they're down to 2 models. We'll see. There's not much point in moving them because they're going to be down on the ground for hand-to-hand combat. So I'm going to try to maybe put a grenade frag round into the termagants and get their kill tally up. On this side here, they did have protection, which was good. So we did lose a few models. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. So 2 were killed from the gargoyles. And that was firing from the termagants here, as well as the gargoyles. And then up here in the tower, they're doing a little bit better. They lost 1, I believe. Let me just look back here. Yeah, they just lost 1 of the Sharkars Kasrkin, and that was firing from the termagants here, as well as the Screamer Killer. So it's moving back over the Kasrkin now. I'm just going to keep trying to peg as best I can, and we'll see how many guys I can kill before these Cadian go down, but I'm not putting them on the ground. Oh, also, the Biovore fired a spore mine into the corner of the facility. So in future, not a bad idea to put troops in the tower here, because there's nothing that can be kind of dropped within the center courtyard area of the board. So it's going to be floating around next turn, trying to get closer, and I don't think I'm going to waste any units trying to kill that thing. So, you know, it's going to have to float up a wall to get to them. But we'll see how the Kasrkin do. I'm going to move them around right now, maybe do some shoots on the other camera and show you guys what models they're able to finish off. Due to the toughness and strength of these weapons that they have, I'm probably going to be shooting at the lesser models, because las guns against the Screamer Killer, not going to go well. So here we go. Let's go Cadian, try to last another couple turns and get that kill tally up. Okay, so here are my Kasrkin in their second shoot phase. They are going to be firing. This is the 2 remaining Kasrkin Tigers up on that facility that just got decimated. I'm putting a frag grenade into the termagants that are coming up, hoping to get a really good roll here. It is a D3, so the D6 gets halved, and we're going to see what kind of damage is coming from that, or what kind of hits we can get. So it's a 2. It's terrible. It's 1 dice. We need a 3+. There's no bonus here, so 3+ to actually fire. Got that. That's good. And it is a strength 4 versus a toughness 3, so 3 to wound. Got a 4. That's great. So at least 1 enemy here hopefully will die. If it can't make the 5+, there's no AP. And it made a 5. So no termagants were harmed in that move. I'm going to move over to my hotshot las pistol now, and we're going to roll for that. It is a 3+. Got it. And it is a strength 3 versus toughness 3, so 4 to wound. That is a 6, so that wounds, and the termagant has to make a 5+ save. It did not. So at least they killed 1 more before they go down, so that's great. Alright, wanted to get this one on camera. This is the Kasrkin Gargoyles with the Meltamine against that last Von Rein's Leaper right down. It's just within the 3-inch range. So if I roll a 2+ here, the enemy unit is going to suffer D3 mortal wounds, and we'll see if that's going to kill it or not. So here we go. I got a 3. That's fantastic. We're going to, you know what, I'm going to change up to red. I'm rolling well with red this game. So this is going to be D3 mortal wounds. So if it's a 6, it's 3. If it's a 5, it's 3. If it's a 4, it's 2. If it's a 3, it's 2. Yep. And then if it's a 2, it's 1. And if it's a 1, it's a 1. So let's see. Got a 6. So that's 3 wounds. The Meltamine has done its trick, and the Von Rein's Leaper has been killed by the Kasrkin Gargoyles. Alright, so really good shoot phase by my Kasrkin, I would say, considering, you know, they have a ton of hotshot las guns. The Von Rein's Leaper, as you guys just saw on the dice rolling camera, has been killed from the Meltamine. This unit here fired in as well to the Parasite of Mortrex to finish it off, so it is gone actually, so the Kasrkin Gargoyles finished that, but it was Sharkgar's Kasrkin up here that actually softened it up so the Gargoyles could kill it. They also took out that 10 section of Termagant. So here we go, we're moving back to the Tyranid now. I don't think the Tigers are going to survive this turn, but we will see. If there's any shots coming in from the Barbgaunts, it's going to be affecting them with full attack. There's no cover there. And then anything from this side here, Termagants, may be able to hurt them, but I'm going to do the move first for the Tyranid. I will come right back and show you guys how close they are to the facility, and as soon as this gets into hand-to-hand combat, not good. So Having Sharkars and the Gargoyles take out that Parasitic Mortrex is fantastic because it was most likely going to fly right up into this tower this turn and do some havoc. However, we do have the Gargoyles back here that are also flying units, and the Screamer Killer, and a whole bunch of bad guys. So Kasrkin are holding pretty well, like tons of numbers to start the game. They had 31 compared to the Space Marines that have had, maybe 15 tops. So we will see how it goes, and the points are very similar too, as I stated at the beginning. So we're not going over 500 with any of these allied battles, and they've been under 400 so far, actually. So time to move the Tyranid, and I'll be right back and show you guys how that looks. All right, so end of Tyranid move phase with nobody in the facility here to stop them in hand-to-hand. They rushed right over the wall, so this is the furthest I think this many units have made it in this early in a game. Super close to the Tigers. I'm actually going to do the shoot phase there and show you guys the Barbgaunts are going to shoot in, and that might be the end of them. There's also the Tervigon, tons of Termagants that are all in range now with their flesh borers to be able to put rounds down on these two Kasrkin Tigers. Over here, the Gargoyles are now fighting the Gargoyles, so the Tyranid Gargoyles flew up into the facility. I'm hoping, since they don't have a crazy high strength for hand-to-hand, that the Kasrkin might be able to fight them off, but there is no bonus save here as it's hand-to-hand combat, and they were not given an order, because the only orders that were given are up here with the Kasrkin, with the Castellan and Kasrkin Sharkars. And then the Screamer Killer has moved up and is going to be putting a blast of bioplasma into this. Termagants have also moved here to kind of pick off any models that might survive from the hand-to-hand combat for next turn. So this might be the quickest battle yet. We will see. The Kasrkin are holding their own though. They've killed actually several models. I'm pretty impressed. I'm happy. Cadian and Imperial Guard, if you guys haven't watched my other videos, are my favorite, my main force. I have the most of them. I'm also doing a crusade with them right now where they've taken on various enemies for a narrative, and they've been given points and upgrades and everything else. If you guys want to check out my other videos, you can see how they are doing, and you will be familiar with these units as they are in that. So I'm going to go to the Tyranid shoot phase now. I might roll a couple of those on camera, especially for these poor guys here. We'll see how it goes. Good luck, Kasrkin. Hopefully they can hold on, and I will be right back to show you how many of the Kasrkin models still remain after the Tyranid shoot. Be right back. Okay, so here we are again. This is the Barbgaunts firing at those two remaining Kasrkin Tigers. Again, this is a blast weapon, so it's a D6 to see how many we're actually shooting here. Barbgaunts, they're pretty incredible models. Like, not the best strength, but just the amount of blast that they can put on models is crazy. So here we go. So that's 2, 3, 8, 9, and 12. So it's going to be 12 dice total. I'm going to get those together here right now. So there are 6, 10, 12. And this is going to be hitting on 4+. Yeah, not a bad roll for the Barbgaunts. Oof. Okay, this isn't going to be good. So we have all these that have hit. It is a strength 5 weapon versus toughness 3, so it's going to be 3s to wound. That was a little bit better for the Cadian. That's good. So 4 did not wound. The remaining did. This might be enough, however. There's no AP. No save bonus here either because they're right out in the open from this side of the structure. So it's going to be 4+ to save. Oh, I'm hoping I get a good roll here and these guys can keep fighting. Let's see. At least to be able to survive this would be awesome. And they didn't. So they saved, that was a 6, so they saved 1, 2. They needed 4+, so 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds were delivered to 2 models that only have 1 wound apiece. So the Kasrkin Tigers have fallen during this last stand for the Cadian. I'm going to go back over to the other Tyranid models, roll for them off camera, and I will show you guys the outcome of that. Okay, so Tyranid shoot phase is done. Still have hand-to-hand combat, but the Barbgaunts fired into the top of the facility here and killed the remaining Tigers, so that is an entire Kasrkin unit wiped out. I'm still going to be rolling for this right here. The Screamer Killer got a terrible roll, which was very beneficial for my Cadian, but it did kill 1 Kasrkin model, but better than what it's capable of doing, so I'll take that, and these guys will continue to fight on. I'm worried about this one though, so I'm going to roll right now on the dice tray, show you guys how that one shakes out, and possibly the Kasrkin, if they survive this attack, might be able to give some damage back to the Gargoyles. So I'm going to roll that off camera, and I'll come back and show you guys the outcome of that one. So So the Kasrkin gargoyles made the Tyranid gargoyles fight for every single inch. They lost 2 guys to the hand-to-hand combat attack, but they were able to kill 4 gargoyles in return. So they are down to 6 remaining in that section. These guys are about to shoot, so we're going to see what happens. No point in moving right now. I'll be getting right down to hand-to-hand combat if that happens. So I'm going to possibly roll these in the dice tray. We'll see, but it's on to the Kasrkin shoot phase, and I'll come back and show you guys how many Tyranid they killed. All right, end of Cadian Kasrkin shoot phase. I must say, if this is their last stand and their last turn, the gargoyles did fantastic. They fired all their weapon systems down into the gargoyles that are Tyranid and killed them all. So that is a unit kill for the Kasrkin. The Screamer Killer was actually wounded by the Flamer over here in the tower. So that was pretty cool. I guess it, you know, melted a part of it that it didn't like. So it's down to 8 wounds from 10. Very close to the facility now, though. And I think a lot of these models are out of range still, getting into the fuel tower up here, but the gargoyles are, I think, going to be a pretty yummy lunch for the Tyranid that are all down here. So I'm going to move now with the Tyranid, show you guys what's happened there. If the Von Rhein's Leapers are in range of these guys, not much of a chance, but we'll see. You never know. So I'm going to move to that right now, move phase for the Tyranid, and we will come right back and show you guys the outcome of that. So I'll be right back. Tyranid move phase has been completed there, and the facility's walls have been breached once again. Von Rhein's Leapers leapt right into combat here. They were well within range, as well as the Ripper Swarms. So the gargoyles are now facing 3 fresh, healthy Von Rhein's Leapers, and then 3 Ripper Swarm squads. The Screamer Killer, I always call them Carnifex. The Screamer Killer moved into the facility as well, not in range to jump up into that tower yet, but it is down there and it's able to do its ranged attack if it needed. The Turvagon has also come into the facility. Spore mines are floating around. The last one was dropped in here by the Biovore, so just around back. And then we have the Barbgaunts, Termagants, and Termagants all ready to move if they have to pick off the remaining models. I think this is definitely going to be the last turn for the gargoyles, but the Kasrkin in the fuel tower might still be remaining after this. We have to get to the shoot first though, so there's going to be some shots going on here, and we'll see what happens. And then into hand-to-hand combat against the Kasrkin gargoyles, and I will be right back and show you guys the outcome of the shoot, and then we'll do hand-to-hand combat after that. Alright, so Tyranid shoot phase is done. Pretty rough round, actually. There was a lot of shooting units that were within range. So the Barbgaunts fired into the tower. The Turvagon fired into the tower. These Termagants were in range, fired into the tower, and the Screamer Killer also fired in. So that save cover, though, helped immensely. I rolled a lot of 3s. If this had not been in cover, then I would have lost a lot more guys, but there are currently 4 Kasrkin remaining: the Sergeant, the Plasma Gunner, the Melta-Gunner, the Flamer, and the Castellan. So they are remaining there. I'm going to be moving over now to the Gargoyles hand-to-hand combat phase here. I think there's going to be maybe one more turn for the Cadian here as the move is done, so these guys will continue to fire down until the bitter end, and I'm hoping by some miracle these guys can survive this and maybe do some damage back before they're taken out. But we'll see. I'm going to roll that off camera, come back and show you guys what happens to the Kasrkin gargoyles. Okay, so here's the end of the hand-to-hand combat phase. The Ripper Swarms weren't even needed. The Von Rhein's Leapers with their 18 attacks completely shredded the remaining gargoyles there, so they killed 6 of them. Got some pretty good rolls. Even if you miss a few, like with 18 attacks, it was done super quick, so those gargoyles are dead. Those Von Rhein's Leapers are definitely in leaping range of the Kasrkin that are remaining. So we have the Castellan, the Kasrkin Sergeant for Sharkgar, as well as 3 Marines, or 3 Kasrkin models, so Plasma Gun, Melta-Gun, and Flamer. We're going to be putting all of our firepower onto those Von Rhein's Leapers right now, so I'm going to switch back over to the Cadian. I'll move them all on camera actually here to show you guys. So they're literally just going to poop over here. I'm hoping that take aim command is going to help out. And fixed bayonets, they are going to be able to fight back a little bit in hand-to-hand combat, but we'll see. You never know. The Castellan has 4 wounds, so she might be the last one remaining, but it's not looking great right now. This might be the end of the Kasrkin Cadian, but we'll see. They might be able to kill a couple of Von Rhein's Leapers before they're finished off. So here we go. So pretty uneventful shooting phase from my Kasrkin. They tried really hard, but the Von Rhein's Leapers actually took a lot of damage, but they were rolling their 6+ invulnerable save. So the Flamer didn't fire, the 2 plasma pistols shot and wounded 1. It took a wound off, so it went from 3 to 2. The Meltagun fired, which is my most powerful weapon up there, but they were able to save with a 6+, and the plasma gun was the same. They saved with a 6+. So their fate is now in the Tyranids' hands. These Von Rhein's Leapers are going to jump right up into the tower, and we're going to probably have the last turn of the game, unless by some chance that Castellan can fight back with her power sword. She does have an invulnerable save too, so I'll move them on camera right now. So they're leaping over, definitely within range. Lost one of my Ripper Swarms. I just pick them back up. There we go. So they have leapt from the top of the one roof over to this one. I'm probably going to be putting the wounds onto my Cadian first to give that Castellan a chance to fight back. So I'm going to roll probably in the dice tray here to show you guys how that goes. And if by some chance one of them is still alive, that'll be fantastic. The Ripper Swarms are a little bit out of range. They move 6 inches. And the Screamer Killer could climb up into the tower, but right now there's no space for it. So in reality, it's not just going to jump up and squish them. They're going to be, cutting at it and hacking at it. So if the Von Rhein's Leapers can't do it, then the Screamer Killer might have to finish them off next turn. But here we go. Good luck, Kasrkin. Good luck, Castellan. And we'll see how it goes. So I'll be right back on the dice camera to show you guys the hand-to-hand combat. This is Initiative Tyranid because they jumped into combat first, and we will see how this one goes. Alright, and behind the dice camera here, this is the Von Rhein's Leapers for what could be the Kasrkin Cadian's final turn. So this is 18 wounds hitting on a 3+, which is crazy. So each of these have 6 attacks. There's 3 of them, so we have 18, 3+. Pretty good roll. Yeah, pretty good roll. I thought I saw a couple more 2s there at the start, but they were 3s. So all of these are hits. This is strength 5 with the Leaper's Talons versus a toughness of 3, so wounding on 3s. Yeah, that's not as good a roll, but it might be enough. We will see. So this is a -1 to AP. They're no longer in cover because it's hand-to-hand combat, so there's going to be 4+ saves for my Kasrkin. These are all being directed towards my Kasrkin models. So we need 4+ here. 5+ because of the -1 AP. So it is 5+ saves for the Kasrkin. I got 1 5. 1 5 out of that roll. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. Those Kasrkin are dead, but they are going to fight back with the Castellan now, so she's going to try to revenge her buddies, and I'll come right back and show you guys that on this camera. I'm just going to remove the models, and we'll roll off for that in just a sec. Just to give you guys a viewpoint of what the Castellan's looking at right now, she is getting the initiative now. She's going to be fighting back to try to avenge her troops. So the Von Rhein's Leapers have attacked, killed all the remaining Sharkar Kasrkin, and she's going to be fighting back now with her power sword. I really hope I can at least kill one of these guys before she's absolutely consumed next turn. But here we go. I'm going to roll that off in the dice tray and hope that you can at least kill one of these things. So I'll move over to that right now, and we'll see how the Castellan does and if she can up that kill tally for the Cadian Kasrkin. Alright, so back at the dice rolling camera, this might be the last move of the Castellan for the game. She's going to be fighting back against the Von Rhein's Leapers that just finished off her squad. So she's fighting back with her power weapon. It is a 4+, but it's a 3+, but with fixed bayonets, it's actually going to be a 2+. So here we go. So she missed 1. Others are through. Power weapon is strength 4, however, against toughness 5, so 5s to wound here. She got 1 wound in. Is this going to be enough? Let's see. It's a -2 to AP, which brings the Von Rhein's Leapers up to a 6+ save. Tough to make, so let's see what she can do. It rolled a 1, however, sadly, only 1 damage, but at least she hacked back at one of the Von Rhein's Leapers and took a wound away. So I'm going to move over now to my other camera, show you guys the movement phase. I'm guessing you can probably imagine what's going to happen here. The Von Rhein's Leapers are going to jump right back into combat. If there's enough space, the Screamer Killer is going to be up there too. So I'll show you guys that in just a sec on my other camera. Okay, so things have gotten much worse. The Screamer Killer has climbed up the wall of the fuel tower, and you can barely see the Castellan, but she is in there. I'm going to give this to the Von Ryan's Leapers first because they're the ones that were up here first, and then if needed, I'm going to switch over to the Screamer Killer, but I think this may be the end of our Castellan. She does have an invulnerable save, but it's only a 5+, so I don't know if she's going to be able to make those saves, but I'm going to switch over to my dice camera here to probably finish off the game and have these Von Ryan Leapers do their 18 attacks again, and then the Screamer Killer after that. If by some chance she survives this, absolute all-star, but here we go. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so this is the Von Ryan's Leapers and Screamer Killers surrounding the Castellan for probably the final turn of the game. Von Ryan's Leapers with 18 attacks again, this time against one model, not 5. So hitting on 3+. Not a great roll. Well, pretty good roll. Better than 50% for sure, probably like 60, 65%, maybe 70%. This is going to be a strength 5 versus toughness 3, so wounding on 3s. And a few more. Ooh, a lot of not wounded there. So that Castellan is fighting with everything she's got left, hacking away at limbs that are coming at her. It's great. So it is a -1 to AP. The save of the Castellan is usually 5+, but the invulnerable is also 5+, so this is going to be 5+ saves. And there is 4 wounds on the Castellan, so let's hope for a ton of 5s here. Not bad. So we have 1, 2, 3. Got 2 wounds removed. It's 1 damage per with the Leaper's Talons. So she's down to 2 wounds, which is insane. She's still able to fight. And now it's going over to the Screamer Killer. So I'm just going to get that set up, and I'll be right back with the Screamer Killer attacks. Okay, absolutely crazy that she survived those attacks. This is now the Screamer Killer, so these are crazy. That invulnerable save is going to be needed like mad here, but she's really fighting tooth and nail. So this is going to be hitting on a 3+. So again, not all are through. That's good. 3 misses. It is a strength 10 versus toughness 3, so this is 2s to wound. I was hoping for more 1s there, but 5 are through. It is a -2 to AP, which would usually bring the Castellan up to 7+, which is impossible, but that invulnerable save kicks back in. So this is going to be 5+s again. If there's any wounds here, it's 3 damage per, so that's going to be the end of our Castellan, but we're looking for 5+s. Here we go. She did pretty good again. Wow, she's really fighting there. So 6, 6, 5. She saved 3 of the Screamer Killer attacks. So this is a human woman that's fighting back against a massive beast. So she saved 3 of those attacks. However, 2 went through, each for 3 damage. So this would have killed her outright from the start, but one hell of a fight at the end. So 3, 6 damage to 2 wounds. That is the end of the Castellan. And our Kasrkin have made their final stand. I'll switch back over to my other camera and show you guys the casualties. They actually did very, very well. A lot better than what I was thinking, so I'll be right back in a sec. Alright, so here's the kill tally for the Cadian Kasrkin led by the Castellan. Absolutely phenomenal. I didn't think that they would kill this many models with their, even though they're hotshot las guns, just not enough strength there. But in total, they killed a full section of 10 termagants. They killed a half unit of 5 termagants. I think that's a section of 20, so not really half, but they killed 5 there. They killed an entire unit of Von Ryan's Leapers. Fantastic. They killed the Warlord of the Force, the Parasite of Mortrex, and then they killed, I think, the only unit to do this so far. I'd have to go back to my other videos, but they killed the entire 10 section of Gargoyles. So very well done. I'm going to put that up on the screen here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. As I stated earlier, I am an Imperial Guard player, so I love playing as them. My Crusade narrative is on a couple videos on this channel too, so you guys can check it out and just see how they're doing there. They're actually undefeated, so pretty good. The next battle for them is going to be against the Orcs, and I'll get into that in its own video. It's based off of Last Stand at Glazer's Creek, which is an old school Warhammer from like an old battle in White Dwarf from like 1998 or something. I got some pictures to show you guys of that too, and that's based off of Rourke's Drift, which had the British soldiers fighting the Zulu, so like 150, I believe, British soldiers versus 3,000 to 4,000 Zulu. And that's going to be called The Last Stand at Oil Camp Omega. So it's going to be actually kind of a similar setup to this. There's going to be a much bigger center area, but we'll get to that in the next video. Thank you guys again for watching. Happy New Year once again, and hoping to get more of these done soon. They're awesome, very quick to shoot, very cool to see how it breaks down, and every battle is kind of different. You have different casualties, you have different weapon systems, different strategies that are employed, and I'm trying to keep the forces as close to their lore as I can with these. So thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you next time for, I don't know who it's going to be, because this was going to be Raven Guard, turned out to be Cadian, so we'll see if it's going to be Space Marine, Imperium models, Inquisitor, Grey Knights. I got a whole bunch, so just wait out and check it out when it's out. So thank you guys. Bye-bye.